Pro athletes' salaries. Argument CFA. Number 1. What is the central claim of athletes make a lot of money? A. Professional athletes are paid too much. B. Professional athletes have easy lives. D. Professional athletes deserve their high salaries. Number 2. Which of the following quotes best supports Edelman's central claim in athletes make a lot of money? A. It's true that the careers of athletes are short, which means players have a smaller window of time to earn money. B. The President of the United States, who runs the entire country, didn't make that much, not even close, and that's a problem. C. Athletes do deserve to make a decent living. They inspire and entertain us, and they work hard. Number 3. Which of the following is an example of a counter-argument in Edelman's essay? Remember, a counter-argument is the opposite side. A. It's true that the careers of athletes are short, which means players have a smaller window of time to earn money. B. The President of the United States, who runs the entire country, didn't make that much, not even close, and that's a problem. C. What does it say about our society when we pay athletes, men and women who play games for a living, millions more than we pay people who save our lives? Number 4. Jesse Edelman displays a disapproving tone and athletes make a lot of money. Which of the following quotes show a disapproving tone? Choose 2. A. It's true that the careers of athletes are short, which means players have a smaller window of time to earn money. B. Nurses who dedicate their lives to the care of others didn't make that much. C. Professional athletes are certainly impressive, but are they really worth millions of dollars more than the rest of us? E. Athletes do deserve a decent living. Number 5. What is the purpose of including statistics about average athlete salaries and the average family income in the article Athletes Make a Lot of Money? A. To emphasize that athletes deserve a higher salary than the average family due to the nature of their job. C. To compare the salaries to prove that athletes and families both make the correct amount. D. To contrast the unfairness of the high athletic salaries compared to the lower family income. Number 6. Which of the following best restates the claim of you can't put a price on talent? A. Professional athletes deserve to be paid well. B. Professional athletes have easy lives. C. Tom Brady makes a large amount of money. Number 7. Which of the following quotes best supports Caro's central claim in you can't put a price on talent? A. LeBron makes slam dunks look easy as hopscotch. B. Athletes need salaries that will carry them past the 5 to 15 years they're able to play. C. He's broken the records of greats like Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson. Number 8. Mackenzie Caro makes all the following points in her essay. Which point does Edelman not make in his essay as well? A. Professional athletes train hard. C. Injuries are a problem for professional athletes. D. The sports industry creates many jobs. Number 9. What is the purpose of the following line in You Can't Put a Price on Talent? Like gladiators charging into the arena, athletes face injuries that can not only be career-ending, but also life-altering. A. It is personification to show that gladiators are like athletes. C. It is a simile that compares athletes to gladiators to prove how dangerous their job can be. D. It is symbolism to show that athletes fight hard battles. Number 10. Based on the text, which of the following would Mackenzie Caro agree with? A. People with difficult jobs should get paid as much or more than athletes playing games. B. Without athletics, many people would be without a job. C. Training for athletics is easy and low-risk process. D. Most people don't care about athletics and don't pay any attention to their games. Number 11. Read the sentence from athletes make a lot of money. It's true that the career of athletes are short, which means players have a smaller window of time to earn money, but retired athletes can go on to lucrative jobs. Which two words have the same meaning as lucrative? A. Profitable. B. Needy. C. Successful. D. Terrible. Number 12. Carl writes, in fact, many retired athletes have chronic health problems. Context clues reveal that chronic means A. Expensive, B. Small, C. Long-lasting. Number 13. Which statement do the two authors agree on? A. Athletes can find well-paying jobs after retiring in order to continue earning money. C. Athletes should be paid less than public service employees that work to save and help others. D. Athletes can suffer serious injuries in their career paths. The caption on page 25 states, many athletes use their fame and fortune to make the world a better place. What could be added to the caption to strengthen the statement? B. Information about how much time athletes spend at the gym. C. A list of commercials that feature athletes. D. A statistic about how much money athletes donate to charity. Number 15. What is the author's main purpose in You Can't Put a Price on Talent? A. To entertain the reader with exciting stories about LeBron James. B. To persuade the reader that athletes deserve to be paid a high salary. C. To give information about jobs in the sports industry. Read the following article and answer 16 through 20. Do you need recess? By Mackenzie Caro. In busy school schedules, recess takes a back seat. Should this be changed? Madeline Hamilton couldn't contain her excitement. The principal of her school in Franklin, Tennessee, had just made an announcement. It was big. Recess was coming back. Madeline and her 6th grade classmates could get 20 minutes every day to go outside and have fun. They could perfect their new jump rope tricks, catch up with friends, kick around a soccer ball. The possibilities were endless. In most middle schools, though, recess isn't part of the school day. According to the American Association for the Child's Right to Play, as many as 40% of school districts have reduced recess time or cut it out entirely. Brain breaks. Recess, scheduled free time during the school day, dates back at least the late 1800s. But in the 1980s, when American students began to fall behind other countries in reading and math, recess began to disappear. Some schools made extra time for instruction in these schools by cutting recess. Yet research showed that breaks actually facilitate learning. How can 20 minutes playing kickball or chatting about last night's episode of the 100 help you with algebra? According to Dr. Robert Murray, pediatrician and co-author of The Crucial Role of Recess in School, giving your brain rest helps it work better. Moving from subject to subject without a break can overwhelm your brain and make it more difficult to retain new information. For this reason, some of the countries that outshine the U.S. in test scores, including Finland and Japan, have multiplied recess a day. The learning benefits of recess apply to everyone, not just little kids, said Dr. Murray. In fact, recess, or some form of it, can help adults too. At Google, for example, employees take breaks and play in the office Lego station. Employees at Yelp unwind by rocking out on the karaoke machine. At Facebook headquarters, there is an arcade. Get moving. In addition to helping kids learn, recess can also help kids to be healthy. Daily physical activity is associated with lower rates of depression and obesity. The American Association of Pediatrics recommends that kids spend at least 60 minutes per day being physically active. For middle schoolers who juggle extracurriculars, homework, and family obligations, it can be tough to carve out that much time for exercise. Recess can help. Running around, shooting hoops, or simply walking are all good for your health. Of course, physical activity can also lead to injury. A few schools have eliminated recess to avoid sprained ankles and broken wrists that could come with intense schoolyards like dodgeball. Recess also require an adult to monitor students and make sure everyone stays safe. Some schools can't afford to pay someone to do this job. Plus, 73% of school-age kids in America participate in sports or other athletic activities after school. If most kids are getting exercise already, is it really necessary to take time out of a jam-packed day for recess? Madeline thinks so. Recess is the one break in the day to relax and have fun, she says. What do you think? Does recess belong on the schedule? Number 16. The idea that recess can be beneficial for students is developed by the author in all the following ways except A. By including an expert's explanation of why the brain needs breaks to learn new information. C. By explaining how kids play sports. D. By quoting a student who has recess. Number 17. Consider this line. Some of the countries that outshine the USA in test scores, including Finland and Japan, have multiple recesses a day. How does this line contribute to the article? A. It offers a rebuttal to the idea that recess helps students learn. B. It supports the argument that recess can help students do better in school. C. It supports the idea that schools in Finland and Japan give students too much recess time. Number 18. Why does the author describe what employees at Google, Yelp, and Facebook do on their breaks? B. To support the idea that people of all ages can benefit from some type of recess. C. To refute the idea that recess can help you be successful. D. To support the idea that recess can help you get a job at a successful company later in life. Number 19. In the article, the author presents all the following arguments against recess except A. Recess can be dangerous. B. Recess can create extra costs for schools. D. Recess dates back to the 1800s. Number 20. Which claim could best be supported with information from the article? A. Madeline doesn't enjoy recess. C. All middle school students would prefer to have recess. D. Middle school students today have busy schedules. Read the following article and answer 21 through 25. With millions unprotected, action is needed to end child slavery. In New Delhi, India, the world should be ashamed that we have not ended child slavery. Not only does child slavery still exist, but the number of child slaves has remained the same in the last 2 decades. More than 5.5 million of children are slaves. They are bought and sold like animals, sometimes for less than a pack of cigarettes. In addition, there are 68 million child workers and 59 million children who do not go to school. Each year, 15 million girls younger than 15 are forced to get married. the situation is completely wrong. Clearly, there is much work left to do. About 550,000 people have signed a petition to push the United Nations to strongly oppose child slavery in its goals for the next 15 years. The goals are called the Sustainable Developmental Goals, SDG. Among them are plans to wipe out forced labor, end slavery, and stop the worst form of child labor. Now is time to take action. It is not only governments that are responsible for ending slavery. Businesses, organizations, and individual citizens must all help. They must pressure their leaders to make a change. Changes in India's law could be dangerous. Consider the situation in India. The government is considered making changes in two major laws. These are the National Education Policy and the Child Labor Act. The changes to the Child Labor Act would allow children under the age of 14 to work in non-hazardous family businesses or the entertainment industry. This may sound innocent, but it fails to acknowledge what is really going on. Working for family businesses can be brutal as any other kind, and the list of hazardous jobs is far from complete. My organization, Bachpan Bako Andolan, is the largest group in India to protect children. An 8-year-old girl named Aripa was forced to work 16 to 18 hours a day in the home of her uncle as a servant. When we rescued her, we had to break down the door. It was in the middle of winter, and she was barely clothed and badly fed. Aripa was covered in wounds and was hiding under a rag on the uncle's balcony. Many rescue from family businesses. Likewise, when we rescued 10-year-old Masan and 8-year-old Aslam in 2007, they were starving. The two children worked for their uncle under terrible conditions. They were making children's clothing for one of the world's largest garment sellers. The jobs performed by Arpia, Masan, and Aslam would not be considered dangerous under the changes to the Child Labor Act. Recently, we found that 1/5 of the children younger than age 14 we rescued were working for family businesses. More than 2/5 of them were doing dangerous jobs that would be allowed under the law. For example, the children worked in roadside restaurants. They also made clothes, leather goods, makeup, or electronics. There are millions of enslaved children like Arpia, Masan, and Islam, but if the proposed changes are made, we will not be able to rescue a single child under 14 years old working for his or her family. It doesn't matter how terrible the working conditions are. The effects would be devastating, not only on individual children, but also on the future of society. On behalf of India's children, we call upon our Parliament to do the right thing and reject the proposed changes to the Child Labor Act. Children must be protected worldwide. Beyond India, it is just as urgent to protect children. We must do everything in our power to protect the fundamental human right of every person. It is especially important to protect the most defenseless. Governments worldwide must commit to protecting and educating their young people. My co-workers and I humbly done our part over the years. We have rescued more than 84,000 children from terrible conditions. Still, far too many children remain enslaved. They are missing out not only on their childhood, but also on the chance for a happy, healthy, and prosperous future. It is time for the world to stand up and speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. We must demand that our leaders fulfill their promise of ensuring that every child's life is enriched by education and full of promise. Our generation can and should be the one that ends child slavery forever. Number 21. Which detail would be most important to include in the summary of the article? B. When we rescued her, we had to break down the door. C. If the proposed changes are made, we will not be able to rescue a single child younger than 14 years old working for his or her family. D. For example, the children worked in a roadside restaurant. Number 22. Which of the following sentences from the article, Children Must Be Protected Worldwide, best supports the main idea of the section? A. Beyond India is just as urgent to protect children. B. It is especially important to protect the most defenseless. C. They are missing out not just on their childhood, but also on the chance for a happy, healthy, and prosperous future. Number 23. What is the main claim the author supports throughout the article? Child slavery should have never existed. B. Children should never be allowed to work for family members. C. The proposed changes to the Child Labor Act should be stopped. Chapter 24. The author claims that children would not be protected from working for family members under the new Child Labor Act. Which of the following is a piece of evidence that the author uses to support the claim? A. There is a group called the Global March Against Child Labor. C. The Child Labor Act would not say their jobs were dangerous. D. We asked them to say no to the changes to the Child Labor Act. Number 25. Which two paragraphs best contribute to the idea that all people should act now to stop child labor? Remember two. A. Paragraph 10. B. Paragraph 6. C. Paragraph 2. D. Paragraph 3.